Right. So Bangalore is one of, if not the most picked legend in pro and high level Apex. And a lot of you casual players, myself included, up until, playing her myself and actually watching Pro League, you'd be a bit confused here, like, all right, why? What is so special about Bangalore? She's the most balanced legend. She has the most basic kit. You know, but that is what makes her so good. She's basic, but with the smokes and with Bangalore, if you're a tactical person or just, you're thinking outside the box, the skill ceiling of her kit is easy to access, but the skill ceiling is so high because there's so much nuance and there's so many different things you can use your ult for or your smokes for. And it has been one of the reasons I play a lot of Bangalore, or I used to at least. Coming back into Apex, I'm a lot more thinking, oh shit, why am I so bad? And why aren't I winning? And it is because I'm being matched against players 10 times my skill level, which is a good thing because I'm growing as a player. But that has also taught me that Bangalore has so much more nuance than you might realize, because a lot of people just use her smoke to, hide themselves, run away. And that is a very practical use of it. But there's so many more. And there's so many more I still have to discover. Because, for example, you'll see later on in this video
Is that actually
that
not?
I smoked off a team while I was running towards them. And a lot of people think, oh, but, you throw smoke on yourself to hide yourself. What I did for my team and myself by smoking ahead of me is I took away their line of sight, which allowed me to take space. And if you know anything about pro or just high level Apex, taking space in fights is the most important thing you can do. Because if you're not taking space, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure.
I just
Typical
killed
fight
acoustic
in high level
bird.
Apexes. Do some damage, well, do more damage to the other player. And once they're cracked, you take up your space, you push forward, and jump into that space and kill them, right? And Bangalore allows you to do that so much with her kit, because the smoke can be used to hide an enemy team, or take away line of sight, or especially on console, or if you're against someone on controller, Bangalore smoke turns off aim assist, which is something not many people realize, but I have noticed, especially when I smoke myself off and lose to it. Bangalore's kit, because it's so basic, people don't reach that skill ceiling, which is why she's so underused and underutilized for someone so good and so strong. Listen, everyone's like, oh, Wraith's amazing now. Yes, the skirmishers are good, but
Who's going to stop
people don't
Potato Guy?
understand is Bangalore has always been good, and she is the most balanced legend, but what people aren't seeming to realize is that doesn't mean that because Wraith has two phases, she's better than Bangalore. Bangalore in the right hands, like, as you see with Shiv, or when pro players are playing her, she is probably the strongest legend because of how good she is for taking space and taking positions, which is arguably the most important thing you can do. Because in a fight, right, line of sight is something you need to be amazingly highly aware of, because there are many positions in Apex and in Siege where you can take a fight and you might be able to see the enemy, but they can see you. In Siege it's called Seeker's Advantage, which is something you don't want to put yourself into.
Shaka.
And what Bangalore can do is, if you have a team on high and you throw your smoke, that takes away their line of sight on you. And, you come around, out your smoke, say, hard left, which they can't see. You get the first shots off, and that can win you the fight. Because, especially in the high TTK meta that we are in now, where people are dying faster, and, it's a lot more dependent on your positioning, Bangalore is amazing, and what they've done to the time to kill has only made her stronger. And I am willing to bet on it in the next couple of months, next couple of weeks, while we're still in this low time to kill stage of Apex that we are in now. If it continues this way, we are going to see a lot more Bangalore, especially in the higher levels, more so than there is now, because people aren't using her kit right in pops. And you will see this when you play a good Bangalore. A lot of the time they're using their smokes to block off an enemy team or block off where you're running to. Because yeah, smoking where you are right now keeps you safe for a minute. But you're running to somewhere uncovered. Whereas if you throw your smoke in front of you, you can use that to,
Entertainment.
you know, block your enemy team from shooting it, right? And her ultimate is probably one of the most nuanced things in the game. It's like a Gibby ultimate, but it's delayed, and that's where it gets all its power. Because if you can throw your ultimate, as Bangalore, into somewhere good, you can block off the enemy team entirely, right? And once you have that, it's so amazing. Because, yeah, you know, you're going to get kills with it sometimes. But the primary objective of her ult isn't for kills, and it shouldn't be, right? Her ult
Listen, I'd be pissed
is
off if someone stole my bed
typically,
too.
when I use it, it doesn't have to do damage. What it does is it forces the enemy team into a position I want. And, you know, here it didn't work out because it's last zone. There isn't really anywhere for them to go. And they were, you know, under here. So they were safe. Safe as could be. So it didn't really work out. But her ult is so useful for pushing enemy teams into a position you want. Or, you know,